Hi, this is MrByZ, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Guardians of Evil 4-pack from GameStop. I'd ordered mine online on Force Friday, and it just showed up this week, so I thought I would go ahead and take a look at this pack. Now, this pack is getting a lot of infamy online for poor packaging by GameStop that's ruining the packaging. From the front, this looks great. And in fact, when I first opened it up, I thought it looked fine. It was wedged into the package a little bit as it filled the entire length of the box, but had lots of open space and two of those little airbag pillow type things to help protect it. And I thought it was great, and then I started looking at the back. Now, really the side, you can see a little bit of damage. It's not bad, not near as bad as what some other people have been seeing, but you can see it, the package bows out a little bit in places. So it's certainly not what anybody would call mint, but I wasn't going to leave this in the package anyway, so it's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and open this up and check all these out. Actually, before we open it up, I just want to notice that as you go through these first three, you can see how they are just the exact same figure already, as all their hands are in the exact same position. They just have different accessories, different painted helmets in this case, and the new helmet here. So when you take out the inside, you see that it's just kind of a red insert box with the plastic, I don't know what you want to call it, plastic figure holding piece inside for the four figures. So we'll go on these by movie chronologically, basically, starting with the Horizont Guard here. As you can see with the helmet here, this is more the episode 2 version of the Horizont Guard. As the episode 1, you could actually see the guard's face, and it had a little more plumage, I guess you would say, on top of his helmet. Nicely sculpted helmet, not a whole lot to it. The blue overcloak is nice, although underneath we do have this Crimson Empire style armor, which I think we also got on some of these as 3 3/4 inch figures. There's nothing new. He does have his little holdout blaster in his holster right here, so nice to see that that's still included. I still find it weird. I know when I first got the Royal Guard figure that there's no undercloak in here, and that's probably more of a vintage idea, but it always looks so good. Now to display, let's take a look how we can get him displayed. So this is about the basic pose we get out of these figures. We never see them using the weapon. The gun barely stays on here. Like if I just tap it, you see it's going to kind of start to fall off. Now, I don't know if I covered this in my Royal Guard review before, but one of the interesting things about the cloak on this is it actually has more fabric, get a good angle here, that goes underneath from the back. I have it tied around him so it looks, there we go. So it has more extra fabric coming from the back that would go underneath. So it's definitely made so that it can pull around so you're not going to have the open slot. Now, I'd be wrong, I have to look this up, but I swear these guards actually had, so they could use both arms. I'm pretty sure, unlike the Royal Guard where you only see the one arm. So it's kind of interesting to see that they just stuck with that Royal Guard idea, whereas I'm pretty sure the Horizont Guards could use both arms. One wasn't covered underneath the cloak the whole time. And the cloak looks pretty good. I'm sure if I fussed with it for quite a while, I would get it to look even better. But it's still, it hangs pretty well. And like I said, with enough little work at it, it'll probably look awesome. Just to prove my point, this was about 30 seconds worth of work. As you can see, it lies very well on the figure. It looks very natural. So it's kind of nice to see that you can do kind of that realistic pose. I know, realistic pose, he's just standing there, but that the cloth will actually look right. So next we have the Royal Guard, which you can see I've been able to pose pretty well with his force pike, I believe. Kind of set in the right way. And I kind of wish the robes were a little more crimson. Again, that might just be me loving the old vintage figure. Grab the regular release. As you can see, they're basically identical, which is nice because that means you can put 2 of these around your Emperor. If you buy this pack plus the original single, then you have 2 Royal Guards. It seems weird to just have one, right? Not going to go into too much depth on this because I have covered him in a previous review, so I don't feel like I need to get into that. And it's the same body as the Horizont Guard, just has the different helmet here. So our next figure here is the Emperor Shadow Guard, which comes from the Force Awakens, not Force Awakens, sorry, the Force Unleashed video games. Now, this is definitely a unique figure to have because it's based off of Legends canon, which Hasbro doesn't like to make Legends. The only ones they've made beyond this are like Darth Revan, which was a fan's choice figure, and the upcoming Jaina Solo, which is also a fan's choice. They've said they are not going to do Legends stuff unless it's fan's choice. Only reason I can see that they included this one is, these 4 packs are done as mostly repaints and slight redos. Obviously in this pack, like I said, we've got 3 figures here that are almost exactly the same. So it was an easy repaint to do. I mean, this is just the Royal Guard all in black. It is kind of neat to see with the black cloak and the armor underneath, of course, being all black. So that is kind of cool. He does come with his unique force pike with lightsaber end on it. It's just kind of nice to have. This isn't a figure I don't think anybody, probably a few people were clamoring for it. What am I saying? But probably not a lot of people are saying, yeah, this is what I've got to have. But kind of a nice addition to have in this set. So the final figure in this pack is the Elite Praetorian Guard. I don't have the regular release of this yet, so I can't compare it to that. So this is my first look at this figure. So it's a very nice figure. I'm assuming the body of this will be the same as the regular release, and somebody else has an exclusive version. I think it's Amazon of a different figure, but it'll probably be the same body. It's just we're going to be see swap outs of the heads on this, as that seems to be what we're getting in the 3 3/4 version. I like these better than 3 3/4. The armor looks better. We've got he's got his black pants on, I guess you would say. We don't know a whole lot, of course, about these figures. Not that we know a whole lot about these guys either, really. But he has his double blade here, which I think is the same as the one that came in the 2-pack on the 3 3/4 inch. One thing I have noticed is his elbow joints are actually very hard. They don't do a whole lot, as you can see here. That's about as far as I can move it. I don't want to move it much further because it seems like it's going to break. Because of the scalloped sleeves on this, it doesn't have a whole lot of move to it. So, we've seen pictures and artwork of these guys being very flexible and everything. But on these 6-inch figures, you definitely can't get their elbows in very good poses from what I can tell. Now, if I'm wrong, go ahead and post and let me know. I'd love to know if I'm wrong here. But I was kind of surprised by that when I went to pose him. Leg joints seem just as good. Like I said, the paint job, I think I like this better than 3 3/4 inch as far as the paint job here. We see the difference between the glossy armor and the underneath padding or clothing. There are 2 different reds there. And of course, the top of the scallop shoulders here looks to be a different color. I don't know if it's supposed to be, than the arms. And that little gray dot. We see it on the 3 3/4 inch as well. Looks like an interesting character. I don't imagine they're going to do a whole lot in the movie, but try to look cool, much like him. But it is a nice addition to get more of these, and I like that they're putting out all these different helmets with these, so it's kind of cool to get. So these are our Guardians of Evil, each from a different era. With the Elite Praetorian Guard, obviously we have at least 2 more of these coming out, and there's going to be a Snoke, actually 2 Snokes really, because we're having the Throne version also from GameStop, and looks like we'll see a regular release. So he will have a 6-inch figure to guard. As for the Shadow Guard, they weren't really given anybody to guard in the video game. They were just more of an enemy. I mean, I'm not big on having Legends figures, but I really wouldn't mind a Starkiller figure to at least face off against him. I really enjoyed those games. That would be cool. But, you could put it with an Emperor figure. That works. Much like the regular Royal Guard, there is the regular Emperor figure out there. Might not be a bad idea to re-release him at this point now that we have Royal Guards for him to be guarded by. In fact, wouldn't it be really cool just to get an exclusive version of the Emperor with his throne, much like we're getting Snoke with the throne. And with the Horizont Guard, of course, we don't have a Palpatine or Chancellor Valorum, although really this would be Palpatine since it's more of the Episode 2 Horizont Guard. But it would be nice to have a Chancellor Palpatine to go with these Horizont Guards. So those are our Guardians of Evil. So I hope you've enjoyed my review looking at the Guardians of Evil 4-pack from GameStop. I think these are supposed to be starting to hit stores here very soon. If you pre-ordered yours, it should be showing up here soon as well. Mine showed up. I'm filming this, Friday night on the 29th, and it showed up on the 28th. So, it's about a month after I ordered it originally. I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoy my videos, please hit subscribe, and always leave comments if there's anything you want to know more, anything else you'd like to see me review. I don't have access to most of my collection right now, but in the future I plan on getting to some of those items that some people have asked to review. Thank you so much for watching.